Hi Virgo, welcome to your May 2020 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Let's see here. Well, we have something emotional. Definitely. Yep. And learning how to not get too caught up in emotions, although, Virgo isn't one of those signs that tends to get overboard when it comes to emotions, but you're human, and sometimes things come up that create a lot of turmoil or other types of feelings that are not that easy to navigate. We have here in the heart of the matter the King of Cups. Now, this could be a father, this can be a counselor, some sort of healer, a man who is like a father figure, or a clergyman, something like that. This also, if this is a person that you're dealing with, it could be a mature water sign or a caring person, but the water signs are your opposite sign: Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. And this is in the upright position. When I look at the past position, we have the Death card. So this is something, the Death card is in the past position, so if it was like a physical death, it would be something that already occurred that you are now dealing with. So somebody close to you before the month of May that has passed away, and you're getting counseling, for instance. Now, it's important to note that the past position, I don't think of it as, oh, this is within the last 6 months or year. It could be, when you were a kid, something that you've always kind of had to deal with, and you finally have tried to heal from this. So a healer of some sort. The Death card can mean a relationship that has severed, that has, the people have gone their separate ways, and you may be quite upset about it. And either you're seeking counseling, the King of Cups can be like a person that you are currently seeing, and maybe the Death card is, maybe you're like a widower, all of those things that can interfere with a new relationship. And also in professional circles, the King of Cups can be a boss who is very understanding, and you may have come from a job loss and you are in a new situation, and you have manifested a boss that is very understanding. Now, the higher message is the Five of Cups, which is another card about feelings, I think, of loss and grieving that loss. This is a card of grief, and, I think that as the higher message, it means that perhaps you've had some kind of a loss, but you haven't necessarily kind of grieved it. And the King of Cups can be the difference between, maybe this person helps you to heal, or if this is in the workplace, maybe if you lost your job, your boss is understanding because he or she did not want that to occur, but they had no control over it. So within the hierarchy, they were forced to do something that they didn't want to do. I think that one of the biggest things is not repressing your emotions. Virgo, I have the moon in Virgo, so I understand about rationalizing emotions, analyzing them, but not necessarily feeling them. And I mean, we are who we are, and it's hard to just be something that we're not. If you tend to be analytical about your feelings, it can be as a way to kind of push them away. What I have found is that sinking into them, which means that you're sitting there and you're just really tracing the feelings. If you have like a negative feeling about something, for instance, a job loss, you have a negative feeling about it. You don't try to make yourself feel better or give yourself a pep talk. You just sit there and feel how horrible it feels, and then say, where is this coming from? This is what self-inquiry is, and you trace it and you say, what is it, what am I telling myself? What are those stories that I'm telling myself about this? And usually you'll find that there is something going on that makes a person, interpret whatever has happened in a particular way. So, in other words, when you have, for instance, a job loss, you have two things that are happening. First, you're without that source of income, and then there may be worries along those lines. How long will it be before I get a new job? So you're worried about just practical matters, but then there is that emotional sense of feeling like you are rejected, like you're not good enough. Even if it was something that was because the company is struggling and had nothing to do with your job performance, there's still people, especially a Virgo, because you tend to want to feel needed and useful. And when you feel like you're just kind of dead weight, or you know what I mean, that you're, they could get rid of your job because and the company isn't going to go under without having you. That can be a blow to the ego, because you like to be indispensable. And so these kinds of things have to be kind of like dealt with at an emotional level and not an intellectual level. And it's not easy, it isn't easy. What crosses you is the Five of Wands, and this is a very interesting situation, because it's almost, to me, Five of Wands can be a card of like a very competitive environment, and I don't feel that the classic Virgo person would enjoy that kind of environment. And so it almost makes me wonder if this is specifically for those Virgos who have inner planets in Leo, who do thrive more on the drama of a situation. Also, looking at it from the standpoint of a personal relationship, if you have ended a relationship in the past and this King of Cups is a new person, you may feel like it's a little bit too placid, too peaceful, because this person isn't going to play games. They are very caring, and you may be used to that drama, and it's hard for you to feel interested in a relationship that is so peaceful. But that is something that you have to work out within yourself. And I know that sounds absurd that people could be like that, but it's true. They are, because you can get addicted to that kind of struggle, or, well, it's not struggle when it's in a relationship, that it's not even tension. It's like it can be combative energy. You can get used to that because it may feel familiar from way back. And yet the bottom line is that there's every chance that you can, overcome this and have an amazing relationship if you can understand, what is a toxic relationship compared to a passionate one. And sometimes this is like just because somebody has a childhood that was like that as well, and maybe they don't feel like they deserve love. So especially if the Death card, it was like a relationship that ended because of incompatibility. This water, if this person is a literal water sign, they would, be a very good fit for you overall. Obviously, it's just on paper, the two people are the ones that really can determine that, but in general, what's coming in is the Magician, and this is, the person who is manifesting their reality, seeing themselves that way, not seeing life happening to you, but, seeing that active point that you are creating your reality in your own way with the choices that you make, the thoughts that you have, and the actions that you take, the people that you allow into your life. And if you have, oh yeah, it's funny too, because the Death card is also connected to Scorpio, so maybe this person is a Scorpio and they're very caring. Scorpios get a bad rap sometimes, that they're just like, fierce and that they can't, really behave in a relationship. Yes, they can. They can definitely be a great partner for the right person. That's the key. It can't just be anyone with Scorpio. And but the Magician, I just want to say one more thing about the Magician card, even if you're dealing with career issues, is that like I was even thinking when I was looking at those two cards, the King of Cups and the Death card, of if you were dealing with somebody's death, a loved one, and maybe they were in, what do they call that? I can't think of the name, when, oh God, what do they call that? When hospice and things like that, and maybe dealing with the people that were in hospice, were taking care of your loved one, and you're saying, wow, this is such a profound thing. I think I would like to do this type of work. And I think that, or even volunteering with it, that could be somebody's death that really moved you in terms of what you would like to do. Definitely Virgos like to be of service, and there's that feeling of, if your moon is in Scorpio, you may resonate with this idea of hospice being, something. I was thinking of doing that myself, because it's so real, when people are about to leave this world, and it seems to me that would be a very profound kind of even volunteer situation. So I just want to throw that out in case that resonated with anyone. But the outcome is the Queen of Swords, and sometimes this can be having to make a decision, but not allowing your emotions to get the best of you. I think in general there's something going on in May, but I think it's carrying over from April. I'm recording this in late April. With you, Virgo, maybe just this feeling that the past is, that you've kind of like said goodbye to the past in some way, and maybe you are ready to move on, but you still have areas that feel like there's still unfinished business. The Death card kind of speaks to cutting those ties, though. So maybe you've kind of cleared that out. You did have a full moon in your sign back in March. So it's possible that this is the aftermath of that, and something feels like it has changed and you're moving forward. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.